We are live. Hello and welcome back. Thank you for tuning in. I missed you guys last week, and I'm super excited to be back. For new people, I am Morgan Hazelwood. I am an actively querying and being rejected fantasy author, and I blog, vlog, podcast, writing tips from the pros, and of course, my own writerly musings. Today, as usual, I have the only Doc Coleman with me. Did you want to say hi to the nice people?
Hello, nice people. I'm Doc Coleman. I write steampunk comedy adventure. I fail to blog. I don't vlog. I don't do all of those other things that Morgan does. But I come here every week, just about, and try to help her out with her podcast and bring a
live stream. This is the live stream.
Well, it's a live stream and it's a podcast because it gets recorded and it lasts forever, but it's a time-shifting experience. Hey, try to bring a different author perspective in as an independent author while Morgan pursues the traditional path. And good luck for both of us. So, and it's April.
It's April. I am not ready for this.
Spring.
Hello, we have a Greg. How are you? I hope things are going well up your way and that the fridge incident has been decided the next path forward.
Why does that sound like a Calvin and Hobbes noodle incident type reference?
Oh,
fridge incident.
They got a new fridge that had 1 inch too much height or half an inch, and they had to take the cabinet down from above it. So
because the fridge is more expensive than the cabinets, so
cabinet is out. Womp womp. So hello, Jenny, and welcome. So what are you working on today?
Oh, let's see. I was working on taxes earlier today.
Yay.
Because that always gets to be such fun. It's like especially when you're doing cons and you're doing your own inventory and stuff, and you've got to pull up all the business expenses for the past year, and it's like but I think I want to take a break for that, and I think I'm going to spend my time going back and working on more Kindred revisions, because those got to get done sometime.
Yeah, I hear that. Especially if you have that date you want it to have it out by.
Yep.
Fall, right?
Yeah, it looks like I need to have it by the end of September, because that's when it looks like I'm gonna be back at the Maryland Renaissance Festival for another signing, is sometime in the end of September. But
okay, and you're gonna want some physical ones too, right?
Oh yeah, I have to have the physical ones for the signings, so that means I've got to get things wrapped up no later than the end of August, so there's time to print and ship. So
and you're gonna need a month for copy edits, so that means that you have to be done by the end of July, and
well, run that back another month to June, because you have to have the copy edits done to know how big the book is, to get the cover size right to wrap around it. So I really need July for the cover to get done. So
I want to show off what I've been working on today in my wood shop.
Ooh.
So let me just plug in my extra monitor here. Because screen share is really stinky with one monitor, really. Would you agree?
Normally I would agree, but I've been running off a laptop for the longest time, so I've only had one monitor. Although occasionally I do bring my TV into the mix, but
right. Okay, so let's see. Share screen. Window. Okay. So this is where I started today, or started this weekend. This is where Friday was. So my dragon's coming along. that arm doesn't quite fit in because the backer board's a little big, etc., etc. You see that the head has been cut out but has not been detailed or anything like that. Mm-hmm. And then just before I went grocery shopping, that's where we're at.
Nice.
So these teeth have been done. Right here, the horns right there. That arm got detailed. I used a Dremel for the first time to put like the scales on the chest and the details between the toes here. Mm-hmm. So all I've got left are these toes, getting that to fit just a little tighter, and then sealing everything and getting a new backer board and gluing everything down. So I'm hoping to have it done in time for the Balticon art show. I want to enter it. So, but I'm keeping it. It's mine. So
looks like you've gotten a good bit of work done.
Yeah, this is the first Intarsia project I've ever done, which is what they call the piecemeal wood craft like this. So yeah, I'm super excited. Thank you for letting me show it off.
It's your stream. You can do what you want.
It's not like you could have stopped me.
Yeah, really.
So popping to the comments, Greg says, we don't speak of the noodle incident.
Yeah.
He's playing with the new doggy. Sorry.
Bring it back.
Right. Jenny is working on scheduling and goals for this new quarter, is a few days behind. Oh, I haven't done my Trello update for second quarter. You're right. Thank you for reminding me. And then Jenny's gonna script some YouTube videos she wants to do. And Raven is here. Hello. He's going to be working on dinner throughout most of this, but the current project is working on a Camp Nano project, a 30K word goal. Nice. And Jenny's like, I haven't seen you. And Jenny likes my dragon. Raven is trying to turn his childhood experiences in a trailer park into a cosmic horror mystery for adult author insert me. Totally legit. So Greg says a nice improvement, and Raven says, ooh, dragon. So, okay, I caught up with comments.
We've caught up with comments. Go make more.
Pretty much. So yeah, that's what I've been up to this weekend.
Looks like you made a fair amount of progress.
I'm quite pleased. So the end is in sight.
So
I have a path forward.
A new project in mind after you've gotten this one done, or are you just happy to get this one done?
I think my next project might be like a glue up with like patterns and different color woods. So let me see if I can find a picture of Greg's dog to show off, since he can't share the screen. Oh, let me pull this out. Pull this over. Okay, I'm gonna show doggy. There we go. Look at that pupper. Look at that pupper. Oh, what a cute pupper. Okay.
Oh.
I had to show off puppy because I had access, and so I just wanted to make sure I wasn't exposing personal information forever online, because that didn't seem
that would be bad.
It's not a very polite thing to do to random or not so random to friends on my live stream.
to specific people. No.
So, okay. I've got to do my weekly roundup and get that out the door. Secondly, I need to work on my Trello for this quarter. Thirdly, I think I want to do Camp Nano. I need to get 5 pages edited a day so I can get through this draft. Oh my God.
Let's say the Camp Nano that started 2 days ago or 3 days ago.
Right. So if I edit 15 pages today and then 5 pages a day for the rest of the month, I should finish this novel. Holy bleep. Oh my goodness. So anyway. And on my way home or back here from my mother's house a couple weeks ago, I started brainstorming an urban fantasy story, and I've got more details and characters, and I'm still trying to figure out the magic side of things. And, I'm going to let it percolate. I assume this is going to be my NaNoWriMo project in November, but, it's in progress, and I got to talk to some friends about it this weekend, and they haven't critiqued it too badly yet.
Hey, it's always good to have the ideas flowing and feel that itch in your fingers that you need to start writing stuff down.
Yeah, it was pretty much I've never written an urban fantasy. I like to avoid real world locations so no one can tell me I'm wrong. And then I was like, well, I read a lot of it though. Maybe I should try my own.
I go back and forth with that, and it's like I'm either using a made up location or I'm using a real world location in a different world. So that means I get to make changes. So
exactly. So I mean, it's still fantasy. It's me. My sci-fi is not sci-fi. It's space fantasy, maybe space fairy tale. So, popping into the comments, let's see. Raven says, out of curiosity, how does everyone deal with repurposing real people into their writing? I avoid it at all costs. I try to turn my characters into like an amalgamation of like 3 people I know at least. Because if you take one person's life, that's, taking their life. If you do 3 or more, that's research.
Okay.
And not plagiarism or, stealing their lives. So it depends how closely the details really go in. And with memoir, you can write whatever you want, but you have to be ready to accept any sort of backlash from the individuals or their friends should they recognize themselves. So some people do the 100% honest as they remember it. Some people do the this is a combination of these 2 people in my life and twist it a little, just enough that it's different. So thoughts, Doc?
I guess with my main characters, I don't really do the whole thing where they're necessarily inspired by real people, although some of the exchanges might be inspired by real events. But it's more borrowing the situation than borrowing the people in the situation.
I like that wording. That's nice.
What I'm more likely to do is for my minor characters, I will I follow the Tuckerizing method, and it's like I need names for minor characters, and I will grab and alter names of friends and acquaintances and throw them in the book, and maybe turn them around a little ways, and I may use the person's appearance for a description of this character, but it doesn't get any really further than that. And when I first sat down to write Kindred, I actually went online and asked my friends for volunteers to be killed. because I knew there was going to be violence in the book, and it always makes it a little bit more poignant when you've got named characters who are killed. So, but
as long as the death is, necessary, it's not just there to inspire the main character, or the death has to mean something in context of the story, not just as a trigger to have the main character have thoughts and feels.
Well, yeah, it's not, we're not fridging people, but we're I guess we're a step up from red shirting. It's like I need someone to die, so I need to put a red shirt in, but I need to be more significant, so that means I need to name them. You have to meet them and then watch them get killed.
Right, obviously. So Raven says that the main cast of his Camp Nano work in progress are grown-up versions of childhood friends, none of which he's in contact anymore. Obviously, he's made significant changes to the people in question, but there's always the outside chance they end up recognizing themselves in the story. Unlikely, but possible. So how do we approach it? Raven says his default for writing these days is basically urban fantasy couched as cosmic horror. It all takes place in a fictional town in the Adirondacks. That's essentially a thin spot in reality. Thank you for helping me with pronunciation.
No problem.
So, okay, that sounds pretty cool. But it's Camp Nano. You've got things to work on. I've got things to work on. Let's go ahead and get started with this productivity part of the stream. Wait, I'm not sharing my Twitter. I'm sharing my timer. There we go.
You need to share the timer.
They both start with a T.
Yes, but they're different windows. No.
So, okay, let's go ahead and get started in 3, 2, 1, boom. TV. No, we don't eat mamas.
We don't?
All right, baby.
And there's Cat.
And we're back. Now that I can see my screen. Oh, how was your sprint?
I guess it went okay. It looks like in the course of it, I ended up adding about 84 more words to my manuscript.
Well, you wanted it to grow, right? Yours isn't oversized.
I am just over 100,000 words.
Oh, so it doesn't actually need more.
It doesn't necessarily need more, but a lot of the comments I'm dealing with are asking for description, or people who are saying it's like you probably should have put that description earlier. So it's probably going to be adding words before removing words, which is kind of the way it went last time.
Yeah, I get that. Somebody's demanding attention.
I can tell.
All right. Ow. Nope. Cat. Settle. Gentle. He doesn't actually know what gentle means. He continues to not speak English.
He's just doing his best Inigo Montoya. You keep using that word. I do not think it means what you think it means.
Right. So, I almost finished my weekly roundup.
Nice.
So, there was a quick snack and, some cat distraction.
Like so.
Right. So, Catechus says hi.
Mm-hmm.
So let's pop into the comments. Hi, Kitty. I know you are a handsome kitty. So let's see.
Should probably stop sharing the screen.
So Raven says, and I can, yeah, thank you. So Raven says, in a masochistic attempt to keep my body baffled, I am making baked salmon and steamed veggies for dinner, which will be followed with fresh baked brownies and vanilla ice cream. I mean, moderation in all things, including moderation.
I was going to say, that sounds pretty good.
Are we eating healthy or have we just given up? Wouldn't you like to know? Yes, that's why we asked. So, and everybody says hi to Catechus.
Mm-hmm.
He's my kitty. Yes, you are. You want to see something that'll keep him busy for like an hour? Well, sometimes 10 minutes. Let's find out.
10 minutes to an hour.
Hi. Hi.
Ow. He's saying, you started it. No.
There we go, baby. And now, his neck jingles. So let's see how long it takes him to take off the collar.
Mm-hmm.
Is this your mouse? Is this your mouse? I heard this was your mouse. I heard this. He looks so cute with that collar on, though. Like, let me see if I can get him to turn around so you can see the bow on it. Go get it. Go get it. Okay.
That works, too.
So Jenny says she got sucked into reading a couple articles on Medium that she wanted to have a catch up on. So that was good.
Mm-hmm.
So awesome. Okay. Whew. Catechus has been doing so much better with the regular feel away.
That's good.
But I was out of the house a lot today, and he hasn't really had enough playtime.
Mm-hmm.
How well can you hear the bell?
I can hear the bell jingling every now and then, yeah.
Okay. So.
Did you really want stealth bell, or do you want the bell to keep him occupied so he's not up there getting in your face?
Bell occupied, so he's not in my face.
Yep.
So I'm worried it's a little snug, but he always manages to get out of it. So,
if he manages to get out of it, then he's doing fine. Yep.
Yeah.
And now you have a live stream with more cat bell.
Emmy.
You're welcome.
You'll be here all stream.
Yeah, really.
Don't forget to tip your waitress.
Mm-hmm.
So, but yeah, the bell totally keeps him entertained when I put it on him. So that was super tricky trick on my side. But Catechus is now occupied. So, hello, Maya. Good to see you again. Yes, I remember you. Thank you for coming. Jenny says we can never have enough quote unquote cat bell. So, okay, well, let's do another sprint because I got work to do. What do you think?
Okay.
So, sorry about not unsharing the screen last time.
I thought you might be a little distracted at the time, so
there was a cat between me and the keyboard, so
that sometimes makes it difficult to reach the correct command.
Right? So, okay, let's go ahead and get started in 3, 2, 1, boom. Chakalaka.
Bless you.
Thank you.
Sorry. Yeah.
Hi, baby. Got trees. And we're back.
Yep.
How was your sprint?
Did pretty good. I finished the chapter I was working on.
Yay. I got my weekly roundup out, and I'm going through my emails with all of the author spotlight emails that came in this week. So.
And I have a Gilly.
Hi, who's a good kitty?
Not Gilly. She comes up and bugs me.
How many times has she leapt at your head?
Okay, on that scale, that's...
Does she bite your face when you've stayed in bed too long and it's time to get up and play?
She comes up and starts licking hair, or sometimes eating hair. So
it happens.
So I have a certain amount of protection because I sleep with a CPAP mask on. So
Gotcha.
most of my face is protected.
That makes sense. Okay, so I'm going to pop into the comments. Maya is going to hang out with us and write their chapter, so that's good. Raven started his salmon during the first sprint and wrote a handful of lines on his work in progress. He's frustrated with getting bogged down establishing settings and characters while waiting for the plot to kick off. You could just kick off the plot, but I find I need to establish the character and settings for me, if nothing else. This is one of his stories where he doesn't know where he's going yet, and he's impatient to find out. I get that.
Yeah, I usually like, at least if I don't know where it's going to end up, I at least know where it's starting out, and I establish the characters and the plot by dragging people through the action. So
right, yeah. So Kelly would like Raven to share the brownie and ice cream, and I think the rest of us would. Raven's like, I would, but I feel like digitally shared brownies and ice cream would be fundamentally unsatisfying. The kids are asleep, waved in an icon that you can't see on on YouTube. So hello and welcome. Kelly says, and here I was thinking a drone would be useful. Do you think the ice cream would still be frozen by the time it got to you?
You need a chilled drone then.
Yeah. So the kids are asleep, came in late, did some quick edits, and got about 75 words. Nice. And Greg is going to go full laundry shortly. So, okay, I caught up with comments. So, yeah, I think that was a pretty productive sprint.
Yep.
Next sprint, I get to start actually writing, and then we'll be done. But I do have the document open and loaded. So that's like...
You're at least prepped. I was opening my documents with the first sprint, but...
You know what? I'm gonna backtrack. I'm not gonna start. What I need is a spreadsheet that tells me how many words are in each chapter, so that I know, so I can track my progress better. Because I'm jumping chapters because I'm going point of view in a row instead of jumping between the 3 points of view.
Okay, interesting.
Did that make sense?
It makes a certain amount of sense. I never tracked the length of my chapters that closely.
Oh,
but
I don't need them even. I just need to know progress helps keep me motivated.
Okay.
And so by finding out what my momentum is, it helps keep me like, woohoo, I'm making progress, rather than I've been spinning my wheels for 3 months, you know?
Yeah.
So.
No, it's my process is different, as I just write scenes one after the other, and then come back in the next pass through and break them up into chapters. And it's like something that might have started life as an 8,000 word scene could end up being 3.5 chapters.
Right. No, I totally get that. So I just, yeah, I would write in a character until the scene felt like it came to an end, and then I would jump to the next character. So I've never written that sort of multiple points of view where they're so disseparate. I've done one multiple points of view, but that's a rough draft that I'm not going to touch until it's book 2 of a series. That book 1 is not in its final state, so there's no point in editing it until I know where it's going or where it's going to have come from.
Yeah, it's like I've only really done that in short stories. I haven't tried it with anything longer yet,
Gotcha.
so I don't have any good techniques for it.
Okay.
But I do have a little girl here on my leg.
Aw, have you considered giving her more love because she believes that she deserves a lot more love?
I am petting her.
There could be more love. More love. So, okay, well, let's do another sprint and see what we can get done. And maybe I can get to my writing. I was called out by a friend about how my writing adjacent stuff takes up, I do regularly, and my writing stuff I do irregularly, and they're not wrong. So maybe I'll stick around for a couple extra sprints. I don't know how your day looks.
Well, it's the writing adjacent stuff always ends up filling in all the little nooks and crannies of time.
It's also discrete tasks that you can check off rather than 75,000 words make better.
Yeah.
So.
And there's also just as important towards getting 100,000 words published.
Yeah. So popping to the comments real quick. Kelly says for the drone ice cream brownie delivery, packaging. It's all about the packaging. Raven has his salmon and veggies in front of him, and the brownies are in the oven. He added a little cinnamon and nutmeg for funsies. And sipping one of his last birch beers with dinner. And the kids are asleep, would like to show us a cat butt because that's our lives. So Kelly keeps track of word count, chapter word count for a total. So, yeah. The kids are asleep says definitely easier to control writing 100K words than publishing them. Yeah.
Otherwise, I wouldn't have like 2 novels in the can, but not ready to publish yet.
Yeah. I never realized when I got started how much drafting or rough drafting went by so much faster than the rest of the editing phases.
Oh yeah.
Or as I've called them before, the eternal editing roundabout.
Yeah, it can definitely be like that, and you'll have days where you'll go through stuff in editing and like you'll just flip through thousands of words because stuff is pretty tight, and then you'll have something that needs work, and it makes you go back through all those words and digs up stuff and put more things in.
And sometimes 5 pages can take 5 hours, and sometimes 50 pages can take 5 hours.
Yeah.
So it's rough. It's rough, and it's hard to know until you're into it how far into it you are.
Yeah, and sometimes you have those comments where it's like, I don't know what to do with it right now. I'll come back to it later.
Yeah. So there are so many things though that like seem like really hard things to fix that are easily, when you figure out how to do them, require 2 little tweaks to set it up properly. So it's an art and a science and a craft and a experience. Editing the carousel of the damned. Do you have an evil cackle? My sister's technique is the because she thinks the really girly giggle along with something evil is really nice. It has its place. It has its place.
I just, have this concept of that, he, look, his heart. No.
Pretty much.
Yep.
Yeah. So, the kids are asleep. Applauded our excellent evil laughs. I mean, the laugh is important. You got to have a good laugh.
Yep.
So, okay, let's go ahead and get another sprint in. I'm going to go ahead and reset that timer and share my window. But I removed the window instead of stopping share. I don't know what I was thinking.
And you shared it and then you removed it again.
Yeah, because I wasn't sure I had the audio tab selected. And I wanted to make sure that y'all get the pretty chimes because I like the pretty chimes.
It's all about the chimes.
So, okay, let's go ahead and get started in 3, 2, 1, boom. I'm waiting for that to get old. It hasn't yet. Hi. Ow. No baby. All right. Turtle. Okay. And we're back. How was your sprint?
I think it went pretty well. Earlier, I'd mentioned that I'd added some 84 words,
Mhm.
and over the course of the last sprint, that went down to something like 72, and now it's up to 99. But
Oh my.
yeah, it's fluctuating in and out as I'm like finding passive voice and getting rid of uh, uh, to be verbs and other unnecessary phrases, and then adding in more description and
Yeah. Yeah, I get that.
adjusting words to be more active. But
Right. So I'm finding out just how background the second two plot lines are to the main character.
mhm.
Is that okay? Should they be balanced? I don't know.
To your story, do you want them to be balanced?
I don't know.
Um, I mean, ah, you could go full red herring on it. You know, have multiple plot lines that all seem like they're important until you get to the end, and it's like, oh, it turned out that this person you thought was the main character, no, this other person was the main character. Their storyline was more important. The others are just kind of things that happen.
Yeah, I'm finding yeah. So main character chapters
Mhm.
4,800 words, 2,900,
Right.
6,700 words. Alien chapters, none of them have broken 1,000 words.
Oh, sheesh.
And her cousin has like 3,400, 2,100, 24. So
Yeah, that both could and could. I mean, that could work for you,
it can, but this
especially
dichotomy is definitely part of the reason I wanted to edit each voice separately
right.
so I could try to balance it a little better
But I
because
think it's
it's
kind of thing. It's the starting out. The aliens are mysterious, so having their chapters be short works for you.
right. Yeah, they do get longer as I,
Yeah,
learn more about the character and therefore can,
yeah. As you
but
get more familiar, it should naturally progress to being longer as the reader is more used to being in that world.
right. Yeah. Yeah. So we're getting there. Um, Popping over to the comments, a raven finds himself struggling to actually keep the names of the people he's using as surrogates out of the story, even though it's been more than 30 years since he's seen any of them. I can see that. Kelly finished promoting for the day and is now finally on to editing. The kids are asleep, got about 200 words, and now must head off to dinner. Bye. Have a good dinner. Um,
And wish
and
this happy writing.
yay. So, so yeah. Right now, I'm just seeing how unbalanced my chapters are, and I'm creating an outline
Hmm.
because I don't have one for this story. So, but yeah. I Pacing has always been my struggle,
Ah, okay.
or at least that's how I feel. I don't know what external people coming into my works thinks, but yeah,
Mhm.
my mom finally read that short story I had published.
That's good.
And her response was very mom-like.
She respond. I was going to say, was she going to respond with fluffy platitudes, or was she going to like go like full librarian on you and give you a detailed critique?
I've read your story, comma, good job. Winter woods are hungry. Although some of your word choices make me uncomfortable.
It's a horror story. They're supposed to make you uncomfortable.
The end.
Yeah.
So, anyway.
Now the question is, does your mom watch your stream?
No, she does not.
Okay.
So, ugh.
All right. So we will do absolutely nothing to bring this to her attention. No.
She knows it exists, but
Right.
watching a live stream when she could be playing World of Warcraft isn't really, where she wants to spend her time.
Oh, I can see that. Yeah.
So yeah. Hi, Catechus. Who is Mama's kitty?
Still has the bell on.
Yeah. I don't know if it's just not annoying him as much as normal or what's going on.
Or he's getting used to it.
Maybe. It would be nice because because my cat has escaped before and it's got his tag on it.
Yeah, that's definitely useful.
So it is 6:21. I don't know how your timing works. Do we want to do a full sprint? I'm good for another 2, maybe 3 sprints. But I know you have a life.
I've like dinner to prepare and other things like that I need to do. But
Yeah.
I was also looking at Raven's comment down here.
Yeah, I see. Raven says, I've actually read my dad's writing and I feel really bad that I couldn't get into his writing style because he goes so deep into minutia that really doesn't serve his story at all. A lot of times you write that stuff for you and then you edit it out.
Yeah.
You don't have to show all your research on the page.
Mm-hmm.
I have this lovely scene in my first book in which the main character's pretending to be a pilgrim and she's staying at like one of the hostels and it's raining, so they're helping preserve apples, and so they're making applesauce. And I went through the whole process and I researched how to do it, and then it turned into half a sentence.
Yeah.
Because what do you need during a journey story? Do you really need to know how the character jars applesauce? No.
Mm-hmm.
So,
but it's like you need to do you need to show enough of your homework that people who are knowledgeable in that area will figure that you did the rest of your homework.
exactly. Yeah, Raven said he wrote a horror story inspired by the goats his mother keeps, and his narrative kept getting sidetracked by random actions his characters were doing that didn't seem to have anything to do with the story. And that reminds me of people who have talked about how they like their dialogue to be accurate, but you don't need to show the entire dialogue. Get in when it gets interesting, get out when it veers off topic. Yes, it's telling, not showing, but still. So, Raven says that his dad's stories were published on Wattpad, so it wasn't just for him. Yeah. So, some people enjoy that style, but it's not terribly popular.
It's like either this is just a lack of editing, or he was trying to do something very subtle with all the details that he was putting in that just wasn't approachable for you and potentially a lot of other readers.
I'm going to assume it was just put in there for realism without realizing that, you don't have to show everything.
Yeah.
Hi.
But I mean, I will admit that I will put in details for verisimilitude that some people think it's like, this doesn't serve your story, cut it out. And it's like, well, red herrings don't serve your story either, really, but we still keep them in there. It's
yes. Yeah. There's show versus tell, and then there's here's every single motion this person went through during the scene. Yes, I actually have a blog post specifically on that because I was doing beta reading, and I'm like, hey, a novel is not a script. You don't have to write down all of the actions to show what the character is doing. You don't need stage directions. And a lot of people, especially when they're pacing out a story, write the stage direction. But you don't have to have it on the page. You can just have them on the other side of the room, or they're pacing, or what have you.
Yeah, and that's part of my comment about the editing. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Hi, Mr. Blendis. Sorry, go ahead.
My comment about the lack of editing is I know that I have done that myself in writing a first draft where I'm trying to figure out how this scene works. So I write down every little detail. But as I go back and revise it, I definitely look at it's like, do I need to go into all this, minutia and just kind of condense it into what's really important.
Yeah, 100%, 100%. So, well, we are now 4 minutes till the bottom of the hour. Do you want to leave on time and make dinner, or do you want to hang out for one more sprint?
I can do one more sprint. I can
Okay.
do one more sprint and then I'll go. And if you want to keep sprinting all night long, you're welcome to. It's your stream.
Well,
all right, maybe not all night.
I might, but I might have to drop off for a while because somebody needs attention. So we'll see.
Do you think you can survive one more sprint?
Yeah. Kelly says, I know the details wane as the story progresses. Yeah, for some people it does. From Mr. Blandis says, editing is so much fun. I think I got the facial expression right for the emoji.
Yeah, about right.
Okay. So yeah, let's go ahead and get another sprint in here. I'm going to reset this thing and let's get started in 3, 2, 1, go. And we're back. How was
Yay.
your sprint?
I think it went pretty well. I reworked a scene, and I think the redone version plays much stronger
Nice.
in terms of how the explanations come out, and then about directing the characters' motivations into the next scene. And there's still some comedy in there too, so it's all good.
I mean, you're writing it, so
Yeah.
can you write
I'm writing
without
it.
comedy?
Can I write? I think so. But I've had too much fun writing with comedy. I haven't really tried.
I don't blame you. My humor is more ironic,
Mm-hmm.
I think, than haha.
Well, actually, I've one of the first short stories I ever wrote was much more romantic than comedic. So,
Okay. I edited 550 words and
nice.
finished my outline / spreadsheet. So I can now track how many words I've edited. And so far, I'm at like 1,700 for the entire novel.
Okay.
Considering I was hoping for 20K a month, I am not quite there, which is why I need to step it the bleep up.
Yeah, I know the feeling when I look at this and realize it's like I'm still only about the 5th or 6th chapter. I really need to move faster.
Yep. So that's where I'm at. Popping into the comments, Raven says he's trying to work into his story the origin of the name of the ramshackle clubhouse the main cast grew up playing in, The Quiet. It was originally called that by parents of the neighborhood because that's where they sent the kids to play if they wanted some peace and quiet for a while. He got about 100 words in. Since we've started, he's almost finished his requisite 1,000 words for the day. Awesome. And Kelly smiled. So
we don't know why. It's a mystery. No.
Decent progress, I am assuming.
I guess.
So.
Or happy at Raven's progress.
Right. Or both. Could be both.
Or all three at once.
So, did you want to say goodbye since I think you had dinner plans?
It's less plans as in I need to go and make plans, and I need to feed cats before they start nibbling on my toes.
Right. Somebody decided right at the start of last sprint to sack out on the back of the couch. So
that sounds awfully convenient for last sprint. So anyway, I'm Doc Coleman. I write steampunk comedy adventure. You can find my stuff by following the links down below, or if you can't be bothered with that, you can always find me by searching on Doc Coleman Steampunk. That'll bring up my Amazon page. It'll bring up my my author page. Still working with the aim of getting Kindred of Kali ready to publish by end of August. So come back in the weeks to come to find out how I do.
Right.
I need to pick up the pace on these revisions. I can still do it though.
This bump of solidarity. So, okay. Thank you for coming. I'm going to stick around and do at least one more sprint before I figure out dinner.
All right.
So,
have fun.
Bye.
Bye.
And then there was one. So, let's see. Popping into the comments, Kelly says he smiles because 3 days behind with his editing schedule. I hear that. So, well, let's go ahead and get started because I'm here because I need to get more writing done. So I'm setting this timer. I'm adding it to the stream, and I'm going to go ahead and get started in 3, 2, 1, boom. Okay, and that was the last sprint for today. I got through, let's see. Down. Quite a few pages. I'm quite happy with this. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I got through 2,000 words, not pages. Dear goodness. So yeah, quite pleased with this progress. But then I had to pause to fix a detail because there's a ladder to the roof, but the stairs to the second story, and I don't think I have that detail right. So I got to go back and tweak that. So popping to the comments. Raven says, day 3 of Camp Nano completed. 3,803 words. I'm going to take a brownie with ice cream. Victory lap. Oh, yeah. Nicely done. I think I got my 5 pages for today. Now I just need to catch up, but after dinner. So Kelly said, cool. So that's awesome. Thank you all for joining me. I am going to call it a night and get some food, but I might be on somebody else's stream in a bit, hanging out over on Twitch or something. We'll see. So yeah, let's see. So, as you know, I'm your host, Morgan Hazelwood, and this week I was blogging my final DISCON 3 notes about balancing story and scientific authenticity. Over on the podcast, Writing Tips and Writerly Musings, I shared dealing with the emotional roller coaster that is writing. And I shared tips from this week's author's spotlight guest, Abigail Manning, and more because I have no concept of limits. Thank you all for coming. I hope you had a lovely week, and I will not be here next week because I have tickets to Fiddler on the Roof that were first issued in 2020, and it's happening at 1 o'clock on next Sunday. So I'll be back in 2 weeks. Have a great time, and I'll see you then. Bye-bye.